Good afternoon, everyone. Not a very easy session just before lunch, and I hope I'll keep your attention alive. Thanks to my previous colleague, he has set the context of what all machines can do, right? And he introduced context of machine learning, deep learning, all of that. It makes my job a lot more easier. And first of all, let me share with you, I'm not a computer scientist. I've been doing fashion business for last 20 odd years, been in all forms of fashion, premium, mass, retail, brand, all of that. And in the last 4 years, I've been with a company called Myntra. It's the largest fashion online retailer in India and part of Flipkart Group. The huge insight which I got working in a technology-led organization in the last 4 years is that how much of fashion business is conducted with the insights and the power of technology, right? And we had a fresh look at how the fashion business is conducted. Let me ask you, some questions, right? How many of you, I'm sure all of us shop fashion, right? How many of you go to shopping thinking that now the season has changed, I need to buy something. Now summer has come, therefore I need to buy something. Or spring has come, I need to buy something. Very few hands, right? But just imagine the industry. The industry keeps talking about spring, summer, autumn, and winter, right? At consumer level, none of these language matters, right? And that was actually provoking for us and say that why not fashion industry look at data and insights and bring proposition to the consumers which they really love. So that's the whole initiative behind this company Stylumia, which we just started 3 months back, right? What we are trying to do is how can we decode fashion DNA of consumers using technology? And I have a co-founder, I'll introduce him a bit later in the deck. Can I have the clicker, please? That's it, sorry. For a quick look at how the fashion industry across the globe, the industry forecasts 12 months in advance. Let's say right now people are talking about what should we launch 2017 spring. Entire industry is thinking about this. The industry also speculates what customers want. Imagine 1 year from now, what kind of products, color, design, patterns that one should launch. And the result is half of what is made in the industry is sold at discount. So there is a lot of value loss because of this speculation. And that post-tax profits are small single digits. So we are trying to address these 3 questions, right? And what do we provide to consumers? In other words, the industry is asking, what should I buy for my consumers in the future period? And as I come to a season, you ask this question, what's working? So that can we understand what's really working with my consumers? That is there something that I could react and respond to this demand? Third is, where should I sell what I bought, right? Which geo that I sell my merchandise? And last question is, which consumers and which product that I match? And all these are all questions fundamentally asked by the industry day in and day out. So our belief is technology can completely transform the way the business is conducted, and that forever. So what are we attempting to do? We are attempting to look at all the information which is available in the world of fashion. So in the world of fashion, information is available in the form of images, in the form of text and videos, right? If we can make machines read images, text and videos and make sense out of them, layering the context of those information, right, we will have a wealth of information for the industry professionals to take informed decisions. Let me just, take, and I used to be a buyer in, I launched Tommy Hilfiger in India and worked with a lot of premium brands. The way we take decisions is that what do I feel that right for Tommy Hilfiger is what I will go and buy. And also I look at past data, what worked very well. Now the combination of what worked very well in the past and the buyer's view of what would work in the future is how all the products are made and distributed to consumers in the industry. So we are saying that how do we really see what consumers love across geos and real time, sift those image information and get insights and provide to those particular. For example, if somebody is making t-shirts if that person has on his desktop what kind of t-shirts customers are loving at various levels of abstraction, be it collars, be it designs, be it patterns, be it colors. And if that is available real time, would they not be able to make better decisions? And in my previous company, we did a pilot. Typically, the brands are made by experts. We said we will use machine insights and make a product proposition and see whether this particular brand performs better than any other brand. For just to give you a quick handle on that trial, we did this 12 months back, and this particular label, which was done purely on insights, it's performing at 3 to 4 times on full price sell-through in 3 months, which also means that it is doing twice the profitability of a speculative brand. It's also the largest profit-making brand in that portfolio of that company which I worked with, which is one of the largest fashion retailers in the country. For what we are saying is the power of information and insight can completely transform not only the top line and also the bottom line of the industry. For how are we trying to attempt to do that? We need to therefore first understand fashion language. We did a small trial. We went to some very large online retailers and typed. This is one of the large online retailers in India. We typed United Colors of Benetton with a spell error. And we wanted to see whether the websites are able to understand grammatic errors. Now we saw this, we couldn't find what you're looking for. We said, okay, well let's go and check, and UK is one of the very large online fashion retailer. Did the same thing, nothing matches. Then we said, let's go, I'm going to Far East, let me just try one large fashion retailer in this part of the world. We did that trial. In fact, this particular portal was in fact asking the customer to type properly, right? If you see, try and do, enter, avoid mistakes and all of that, right? Now, what we are building in intelligence where we understand fashion language and we make the machines learn intuitively errors from the customer's typing. Why should customers learn, right? Let's understand that. This is the Stylumia search engine, which understands fashion context very well. It works on natural language processing driven by machine learning. When we type the same thing, you can see United Colors of Benetton is what it reads, and it has the highest, it's the lowest distance. My previous speaker was talking about what is the distance in that theoretical space. It has the least distance. That's one capability we are building. Now we can sift information in fashion across the globe real time and make sense out of it. The second is fashion is all about aesthetics. Many people asked us, this is one area is so subjective. How can you read, right? Now, this is a technology which is now developed and, and it's improving by the day is computer vision, where how do you see an image and decode the features and attributes. Now, this is from our engine. Looking at this t-shirt visually, it is already extracting multiple attributes of this t-shirt. We have currently trained the machine for few attributes. We can read n number of attributes of this t-shirt without anybody telling the machine. It is automatically identifying polo collar. Even though you can see the collar is hidden with the body, you can't even make out whether it is a round or a polo. The machine is able to identify. It is also able to extract the exact colors. It is not saying it is mustard and navy. It is exactly figuring out the RGB values of those colors. Now we say, what do we do with this? Now if we know products attributes very well, we can find visually similar products to the consumers. Now, using that extraction, the consumer can get aesthetically similar products, right? If you go to any of the sites today, most of the sites use the tags as a way of getting similarity, because a product is typically tagged yellow, blue, t-shirt, right? Now, yellow could be millions of yellow. Now, what our engine can figure out is what is that exact yellow at the level of RGB. Now, we said, okay, many a times when we see a product, we like it, but we might not like all the attributes. We did an exercise. We said, let's give an intuitive interface to the consumer. If you don't like the mustard, Okay, you want to select another color, let's say a maroon or a red. Let's see, you can recommend t-shirts with that change. Now automatically it is giving you that combination, and this can be done for any attributes. You like the color of a particular t-shirt, but you want to change the color, just click it and the system will figure it out. So we are building a competence of understanding visual vocabulary and at internet scale. What this enables us to do is go to any social media site, for example, Pinterest, Instagram. We can actually read those images, right? We can read the comments of those images. We can layer this context and come back what's trending right now in this lat long. Now that's the level of fashion information that we could provide to the industry professionals, all powered by machine. Now we said, okay, now lots of information today is available in the form of videos, right? And we did this video exercise. This is a traditional, one of the Bollywood dance videos which we had. Now we said, what can we make sense out of it? So as you run the video, our engine crawls all the moving images. It first spots the human beings in those images, and then it does the optic mapping of that images using deep learning neural network. Can you move the slide? Yeah. So it comes out with a color histogram of that video. Now the machine can be trained not only for color, it can be trained for color, the silhouette, all the other attributes. So what this enables us to do is, therefore we can sift through any videos, right? If a Hollywood or a Bollywood movie is releasing and you got a trailer, run through the engine and it will automatically come out with fashion out of that video and layer the popularity of that video, comments on that video. You can already have a positive, negative sentiment of that fashion trend in that movie. And if you power that to the people who are taking the call of, and say that it's so popular in one part of the world, then whoever is making the decision to make these products can actually, geo supply those designs. How are we using all of these capabilities, right, which we are building, is to come out with a product which is a SaaS platform where anybody in the fashion industry, anywhere in the world, can get onto this site and get to know what are the top popular products in each of those categories. You can pick your retailer, pick your category, and it will tell you that, we stack rank each of the products, right? This is product number 1, this is product number 2, product number 3. So the question is, it's all about filters, right? There's so much of information. How can we help people to filter the information, that too at internet scale at real time? So that's a product that which is on pilot right now. Now, one of the big questions in fashion is that all what you're saying is fine because you're telling us what's happening right now, but fashion is all about predicting future. We did some exercise to figure out that, how does trends move from one part of the world to other part of the world, right? We picked up this particular graph is for a trend called boyfriend jeans. How many of you heard of this phrase, boyfriend jeans? Yeah. Yeah, again, it's not a consumer language. It's again, the industry calls it by this name. One Hollywood celebrity, let me start from here, right? We saw this particular trend advertised by a premium brand in India for the first time in 2015 December. We said, let's trace back and see where did this trend start. So we mapped the event, right up to 2000, 2008. One Hollywood celebrity walked by default. She didn't have any other jeans. She picked up her boyfriend jeans and walked on the street. Somebody spotted and took a photograph and wrote an article about it, right? And somebody coined a word called boyfriend jeans, right? So baggy, loose jeans. And one boutique brand picked it up, and then one luxury brand picked it up, and the trend continues, right? Now, if you really see that, what started in US in 2006 came to India in 2015, right? And we are all saying that we are in a connected world, and things happen in real time, right? First of all, things don't happen in real time, and there is a lot of lead lag happening across geos, even within geos, depending on whether you are in terms of which part of the adoption cycle you are, whether you are a innovator, you are a follower, or wherever it is, right? Now, what we can do with the power of 3 technologies we have, text, video, and image, is real-time track all the keywords searched by consumers in this domain and map them to timeline and figure out what's the right time for a particular trend for your brand, for your particular context, right? We might not be absolutely there, but definitely it's better than a gut feel or a prediction of an expert or a group of individuals. For using this, we'll keep coming with what will be hot, which is relevant for the target consumers. And initially I said that our objective is all the time looking at consumers, right? Let's decode. See, we are not going with any speculation, any judgment. We come out with facts. Now we said that one of the challenging questions to us was, can you ever decode taste of a woman, right? And he said, yeah, it's challenging. So let's figure that out. Therefore, we want to do a manual exercise. We called a group of college girls in their 18 to 20. And we asked them to browse the existing online portals and said, pick your top five dresses. And we figured out they took almost 130 to 170 dresses to pick their 5 dresses for under 5% likability in the current recommendation engines in any of these portals. Just a heuristic. We said that what is that we can do? What we asked is, in your wardrobe, can you share 10 favorite dress pictures of the products which you like from your wardrobe, most favorite. Many of them had anywhere between 50 to 100, and they had to give us a curated list of dresses. So what we did was that gave us the curated taste of each of these consumers, and we did a manual taste graph for each of these consumers, each of those garments, and said, what of these dresses that are similar? Right? We figured out a taste graph of these consumers and went back using that taste graph with a recommendation from the same portals. And we found over 70% likability. Now the question is that anything which you can do manually can be scaled, right? Even if you have used some heuristics, and machine can do actually far better. So we strongly feel that taste is something which can be decoded, provided you look at the right information of the consumer and have a method of understanding what their real taste is at an abstract level, right? When we ask the consumers, tell us, we asked one set of girls to comment on another girl's taste, right? We wanted to know what is the kind of language they use. So they said, you don't like body-fitting clothes. Now, if you go to the industry, you go to any portal and you check, is this a tag? There is no tag like this, right? Now, they said, you like vibrant colors. There is no such tag anywhere in the industry. No product is ever tagged called vibrant. It is tagged red, it is tagged blue, right? Now, that consumer understands shortcuts. Our brain understands shortcuts. Therefore, when we like something, maybe we are using brand as a substitute for quality. So it's a quick shortcut, right? And after that, you are liking something. How do you understand the abstract taste of these fashion elements is something that our engine on AI and machine learning will do. So this is what we got. So it's a very early days. We are very excited in trying to decode what is so-called subjective element in the fashion industry. We've been meeting a lot of clients and very favorable response so far. We are in pilot engagements in India at this point of time, right? And I'm sure there is a lot we will learn as we really solve the problems on the ground. Now that's it from my end, and look forward to some questions.
Put your hands together for a great speech. We've got a question up the back.
I have a question. How do, in a geography like India, right, where there are cultural nuances which differs by north, south, west, and east, right, what a consumer mean by a vibrant in a Western India could be completely different from, say, in Eastern India, right?
Yep.
So how do you take care of that, of that cultural nuance actually as to what he's looking for, and then, give a right recommendation?
Yeah, absolutely, right. Now, we first of all, as a principle that we'll only go with data. Right, that's the principle. Therefore, when we say that the taste in a particular geo, we'll only look at what are the taste elements which is coming from that part of the world. So even abstractions will be formed for that part of the world, unless you see that there are generic principles which are working. For example, let's say an offline retailer, the use case we are working with is across 50, 60 towns in the country. They have 75% of their business is from loyal customers, and their wardrobe penetration of these customers is only 20%. Right? The 80% of the purchase is happening from their competition or some other consideration set. For the problem we are trying to address there is, how can we understand the taste of our consumers based on past transaction data? And how do we come out with a product recommendation which will help improve their wardrobe penetration in their customers' wardrobe, right? So that's the use case we are working on. There we are actually getting into consumer level taste profiling, right? Therefore, there is absolutely no abstraction. We will use, for example, we will use the direct transaction history of that customer with that retailer, and if we get an idea of any social interactions of that customers, we would get onto that also. For all possible data inputs of that customer, we'll come back with the taste profiling of that customer and then come out with a recommendation.
Thank you. Any more questions?